This is Washington Watch. I'm Tony Perkins, your host, and the website, tonyperkins.com. Lots of resources there for you, so be sure and check it out. We're going to talk more about both the Dobbs case and the Coach Kennedy case with Ken Klukowski in the next segment. It really is big. This is quite significant in what we're witnessing. And we're going to talk also about how we got here, your participation in elections, despite the criticism that many of us faced. But there has been a lot of activity at the state level following Friday's announcement by the court on the Dobbs case, overturning Roe and Casey. At least 9 states had trigger laws that took effect immediately after the Dobbs decision was handed down on Friday. In fact, just moments ago, a judge in Louisiana has temporarily blocked Louisiana's trigger law. Other states will see their trigger laws take place within the next 30 days. Meanwhile, blue states across the country have been moving to expand abortion access.
Today I'll be signing one of what I look forward, as was stated by Shannon, over a dozen pieces of legislation that should make my desk in a matter of weeks that will codify our values and will advance our values.
What are those values? Well, it's abortion. That was California Governor Gavin Newsom on Friday promoting abortion on demand. And in D.C., Democrats on Capitol Hill are demanding action.
There must be consequences for such a deeply destabilizing action and hostile takeover of our democratic institutions. To allow that to stand is to allow it to happen.
Again, that was Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Clearly, the battle for life remains fierce, even after Friday's major victory. Now, here to talk about this is Congresswoman Mary Miller, a member of the House Education and Labor Committee, the House Freedom Caucus, and the Republican Study Committee. She represents the 15th Congressional District of Illinois, and she's back in her district today, and she joins us by phone. Mary, welcome back to the program.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let me first get your take on the response we're seeing from the left regarding Friday's Supreme Court ruling.
It's just, I'm shocked when I'm out in D.C. at the rhetoric from these elected officials. And in light of Elizabeth Warren and AOC, it sounds like that they're calling for an insurrection. I mean, and even Chuck Schumer's language is wholly unacceptable. And it's interesting how they have definitely 2 sets of standards depending which side of the political aisle you're on. But I just think that the battle between good and evil will never end till the Lord returns, and that we should take heart and have courage. And this unbelievable victory for religious liberty today with Coach Kennedy has, at least for myself, I found it so inspiring and made me feel willing to put myself out there and to be courageous in the fight.
You know, Congresswoman Miller, I think it's a very important point. In fact, in our devotional reading tomorrow in First Chronicles, David, throughout the history of his administration, there was one battle after the other, and you almost get weary of reading of all of the battling and the fighting that went on. But of course, the Old Testament speaks to the physical, where the New Testament to the spiritual. And Paul tells us that, we're in a war, we're in a battle, and we've got to stand in that battle. And you're absolutely right. This thing is going to continue to go on. We got to continue to stand for life. There will be next steps. We already see Joe Biden talking about how he's going to protect the right of abortion, trying to make sure women can get abortion pills through the mail without having to have any kind of contact with a physician. Dangerous, by the way. What do you see coming next from conservative pro-life lawmakers?
Well, as for myself, I had a bill recently, and it's called Protecting Life on College Campuses Act, because now the pro-abortion, Planned Parenthood groups, they're big. This is all about money, by the way, money, and there's the spiritual attack on life. But their big moneymaker is chemical abortion, and so my bill is going to cut off federal funds from any college or university that either directly or indirectly provides chemical abortion pills.
Now, the media, you were talking about a double standard. The media has a double standard, too. I mean, they don't talk anything about the violence that the left is engaged in. I mean, they surrounded the Vermont legislature. They did it in Arizona over the weekend over this issue. I mean, you've had some personal experience with how the media likes to twist things.
Definitely. And I actually, when I was praying about running, it came to mind that Jesus made himself of no reputation. And I thought to myself, if the perfect, sinless Son of God could leave heaven, leave the glories of heaven and enter earth and allow himself to be mocked and basically tortured, that us sinful humans, including myself, can endure that. So I had already decided that this was going to happen, and I haven't been upset about it. I do find it disgusting, even this past weekend. I mean, it was very clear that I stumbled on a word, but my opponent has been running a smear campaign on me. He doesn't want to give account for his record in Congress. He's been a chief architect of red flag gun confiscation, pushing amnesty, voted for the January 6th Commission, voted to fund Planned Parenthood. This is a very conservative district. And by me running, they're finding out really who their elected official is and how he's been voting, and they don't appreciate it. I really expect a big win tomorrow.
Mary Miller, always great to talk with you. We're up against a break, and we'll see you back here in D.C. real soon.
Thank you. I appreciate your work so much.
All right, folks, stick with us.